Facebook. I just need the tubes to load up and we should be good to go here. Take just a moment, hopefully. And think we're live. We're live on YouTube. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would sit down and do a current events and Q&A for you guys. Now, I could talk about the Patriot games, which I just saw the announcement for, but I don't have enough information on it to do that for any sort of a live stream. So instead, I'm going to mention, since we're on the tubes mostly on this, that Revival Fitness kind of gave me a nod. He gave me a nod, and it was noted. Like in his GVS thing, there's a screenshot of GVS's argument with me, and me clowning GVS back. It was great. I was actually clowning him back about maybe he should go get his E2 levels checked, that his estrogen seemed a little out of range. He was crying a little. And that got put in there, so it's kind of comical. And here's the thing, man. I'm fine with not beefing with anybody. You know, I'm fine with not beefing with Revival. I may not like his carnivore thing, but at the end of the day, at least he's telling people to get strong. I mean, look at half the clowns out here in the fitness industry. At least Revival Fitness is willing to put in some work under a barbell. At least he's willing to tell people, hey, you should really get strong if you want to get jacked. You can't just pump your way to big muscles unless you're using 55-gallon drums of anabolics to do it. Doesn't work. You know, so I'll at least say that much. Let's give credit where credit is due. Okay. Whatever other nonsense is there aside, at least there's that happening. So we got all that going on. I took the day off from training. You know, my body hurt. That's the interesting thing, man. I woke up with DOMS. I didn't have DOMS yesterday. I had it today. Pushing those really hard sets. And I got it in my pecs, my triceps, everything, even those dips. That stuff is hitting hard, even with the lower volume, just pushing PR after PR and pushing progressive overload on limited sets. I mean, you guys are watching the lifts go up, and I know I'm getting thicker. And I know I'm getting thicker and leaner. So everything's coming along. It's all working. But I feel like at this point, it's still recovery game. Hit that like button, by the way, guys. There's a bunch of people viewing. No comments, no likes. What's up with that? Is there a problem with the feed? It's not lack of views, because those are pretty decent so far. But yeah. But so yeah, we're going to take the day off. Coach, you outlift VG and Alpha Destiny. Is there any doubt Alex is on juice? GVS is obviously on juice. Do we even need to cover this again, man? What's up, Bradley? How you doing, bro? Kane, man, I just get tired of telling you guys this stuff. You know, I feel like at this point, look, if you guys, anyone who's dumb enough to think that any influencer is not on gear at this point in the game, maybe they deserve to be ripped off. Right? I mean, at this point, when I have given this knowledge for over 13 years, I've put this knowledge down for 13 years to you guys. If there's a single human being who knows my name, has ever heard of Jason Blaha, and still thinks that anyone is natty that they follow as an influencer, they deserve to be ripped off. They literally deserve it. I have no sympathy. I think that they deserve to be ripped off at that point. They're willfully ignorant of their own free will. That's like feeling bad for a person who picks up a gun and says, you know, it would be cool if I shot myself in the foot, and they do it. And then expect you to feel bad for them. We're at this point. You know what I mean? We're at this point in the game. Like, do you even feel bad for them anymore? Especially when you told them that. So, you know, especially if you told them, hey, dude, it's going to really hurt if you do that. It's going to put a hole through it. It's going to suck. And they do it anyways. Yeah, I don't feel bad for them anymore. Good. I hope they get ripped off. I hope they enjoy it. How's that? But Joe says, in all my years of consuming fitness content, I have never seen someone with such a size and strength discrepancy as GVS. Is even worse than Liver King. It's pretty bad, man. It is pretty bad, isn't it? Rob lifts. What's up? Merry Christmas. Hey, man. Merry Christmas to you, brother. Merry Christmas to you too, man. It's over on the Facebook. GVS is earlier intermediate strength on mini lifters. I mean, the guy benches like 235. I mean, how can I just don't get it? You know, because he's probably is he big? He's probably bigger than me, at least in the upper body. His legs aren't. I can bench his max for probably 15 to 18 reps. Are we serious, bro? Is there a big difference in bicep recruitment with the easy bar versus straight bar? I mean, how big of a debate do we want to have on that topic? Hey, so Fonda, would you like to continue to post in my live streams? Would you like to continue to have permission to post here? I'm going to let you delete your own stupid ass question. And if you delete your own stupid ass, moronic ass, retarded ass question, I won't ban you. See, I said that politely, though. Hey, man, I gave you a fair chance. Why are you bringing up a mentally handicapped person over and over and over in my thing? You guys need to stop. Did I not give you a fair chance to stop bringing up a fucking retard over and over and over and over and over and over? What is your guys' obsession with a fucking retarded person? Like, why are you guys so obsessed with him? What is wrong with you mentally that you're obsessed with a retarded person? Oh man, I'm in one of those moods. Yeah, no, it's just it's stupid. And it's stupid and it's annoying. No, I literally fucking hate everyone who follows Jason Genova at this point. Like, I want them to just die. Everyone who follows Jason Genova should just die. There, put that up. Put that up as a remix. If you're a fan of his and follow his, you should die. That's how I feel about it. Damn, man. Yeah, you're right. Peppermint Revival gave me the nod. All right. Yep, Revival give credit where credit is due. I am a grumpy old man. Joe Smo, Coach, I don't understand this new generation of lifters not caring about strength. Like, what's going to stop me from clowning you in front of your girl if you bench 150 pounds and I bench? Well, I don't understand the not understanding that they can't get big without getting strong. Because so many bodybuilders on 7 grams of gear, got big doesn't mean they can do it. It will scale with your drug doses. Meaning, if you want to get big, actually gain muscle without gaining strong, it's going to have to scale with your drug doses. The more drugs you use, the bigger you can get without getting strong. But it's going to scale. And the funny thing is, and you'll get the guys, I'll get guys online, they'll say something like, well, I'm bigger than you. I'm like, no, you're not. I think you'd be shocked if you stood next to me. Like, no, you're not, dude. I had one of my things say that, and he told me he was 165 and he was at a higher body fat than me at 165 pounds. And I'm like, oh my God. I just can't. No, I haven't practiced thunderstroke lately. I've uploaded a clip of it though. Man, I was in a good mood till you brought up Jason Genova. So Fonda, I was actually in a really good mood. You just pissed me off is what happened. Yeah, I definitely call GVS out as the first. As a fake. GVS is a whole army of nuthuggers you have his back like Alpha Destiny, and I don't get why. Like, why do these guys need to be the nuthuggers on this stuff? Like what is the point? What's the benefit? What do they get out of it? And I agree, Genova was taken off the internet. Even bringing Genova up anymore, now that his family, his guardians took him off the internet for his own good, to even bring it up, you know, it tells me that you probably are someone who needs psychiatric help yourself. Anyone weighing under 200 pounds and has no business claiming they're big. I mean, unless they are shredded. If they're like, shredded and they're under 200, fine. But if you're not shredded, yeah, you're just not big. Coach, you see 135 overhead press equivalent to a 225 bench. I don't know how to answer that, man. Do you think controlling lifts in the bottom but not pausing would actually be better for hypertrophy due to time under tension? Time under tension is not a factor in hypertrophy. No scientist or top level coach even believes time under tension is actually a factor in hypertrophy, to my knowledge. Maybe there's some exceptions, but there's no mechanistic pathway by which, even hypothetical pathway by which it causes muscle growth. No, shredded would be under 10%. They need help, coach. Yeah, if they're like 10%, right? A strong person could throw such a person across the room. What do you consider shredded? Yeah. Luke, wasn't Genova a mentally handicapped guy who was exploited and mocked for entertainment? Correct. Under the false pretense of morality. Ironic. I'm glad he's off the internet. Better for him. There were a lot of scandals, some really bad stuff. Like I said before, I had to block Genova on the phone. Eventually, he was a problem for a lot of people. No, I mean, he was seriously exploited. And I'm talking all the way up to exploitation that if the people got caught, they could go to prison. And it doesn't even matter what country, US, Canada, UK, because he's mentally handicapped and has to have a guardian, he has certain legal protections. In most first world countries recognize there's a specific legal status of an adult who has to be appointed a guardian. And in his case, that would be him. Like, he does not have his own bank account. He doesn't have, he can't legally have those things. So essentially, the worst exploitation I heard of were some people catfished him and convinced him to masturbate on a webcam for them while pretending to be a girl that were interested in him. And they've circulated videos of it. So essentially, they convinced a mentally handicapped person to play with their genitals on camera, and then they redistributed the video. Now, that's a felony. Like where I live, that's like if they were in Texas and they got caught, that's possible prison time. That's like real prison. Not you get a little slap on the wrist. Like, that's real prison time. Now, I don't know in other regions and countries, but if they lived here, that's serious prison offense. And that's possible. It could get a sex offender status. Right. On Facebook, training heavy singles, RPE 8 to 9, and then 3x3 back off sets, RPE 7-ish. On the main list, no. RPE 8 singles are a complete waste of time. Don't even bother. Just skip that. I don't like the RPE scale. So if you're using what I see is my understanding of RPE, which I've never been able to comprehend RPE. I guess I don't have a high enough IQ to comprehend the system. It doesn't make sense to me. So my understanding of an RPE 8 single, it's a complete waste of time. That's 10 minutes of your life you'll never get back. It's not going to make you bigger or stronger. So you could just skip that part. RPE 7, complete waste of time. So then some warm-up sets. Yeah, you're going to stay smaller than no, dude, that doesn't work at all. No. I'm not going to sign off on this. And now the problem of doing a truly heavy single and then real 3x3 back off, it's going to bury you. It's too much heavy work in one session. Kahan says Revival is a clown. I'm definitely not Natty, but he's all right. I still like Bugenhagen the best, even though he's juiced. Yeah, I like the Boogs. I mean, sure, the Boogs is a fake Natty, but I like him. Hey Benny, I don't know what you're talking about. Let me get to the other people. Sorry, you're gonna have to explain a little bit better. Tom DeLure is like a keto guy, right? And I don't know who Igor is. I don't know who she is. I've never heard of her. All right, let's get back over these other questions. It's such a gross subculture exploiting people like that. I understand someone can be problematic and handicap isn't completely an excuse, but that exploitation is bad or worse, right? Alan, it was common knowledge. Everyone knew about it when it happened. It was circulated everywhere. I think the RP thing sounds stupid AF. I agree. Well, let's say singles 90%ish and then triples at 85. Man, no, I'm not going to sign off on that, Marco. Sorry. You're utilizing too much cognitive bandwidth during training, utilizing an RPE system. If you're training intensely, you can't think much about that, right? So if the RPE scale were to exist at all, we would only need two numbers, 9 and 10. 9 and 10. Everything else is a warm-up. So he doesn't claim Maddie anymore, the Boogs. All right, fair. I would rather not collab with Bromley. You do know who Igor's. Oh, well, why don't you tell me this? So you have to tell me this stuff. You know who Igor is. He's behind Vitruvian Physique. Literally everything I know about Vitruvian Physique is that he's a weak-ass clown who said God hates my genetics. It has no calves. Let me be clear. I don't know much else about him besides that. I don't know if he actually knows anything about lifting at all. I have no idea. I didn't know he coaches anybody. The entirety of my knowledge of Vitruvian's physique is he's a guy who got up and said that I have genetics so bad that God hates me. But then he's weak as shit. So I don't get it. Honestly, I think for some average lifters, some knowledge about lifting theory is worse than almost none. Overcomplicates with paralysis by analysis. I agree. Right. I mean, if you're going to talk about my bad genetics and you're not squatting like 600 pounds, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. Now, if people mean for bodybuilding, that's like saying Tiger Woods has really terrible genetics for golf. Well, he doesn't play golf. All right. Eric Bugenhagen is blasting, but at least he values strength, right? Absolutely. Coach, what do you consider one at max strength standard for the dip? I wouldn't max out on it. Since when is Igor bigger than me? He wasn't when he made that video. Okay, Tiger Woods does play golf. I was just trying to think of a different sport. Badminton. You know? What do you think? Hugo, that's bad genetics. I don't understand the question. Right. Right. And since when has hair been bad genetics? Like, what grown straight man cares about his hair, to be honest? I almost feel like at this point as a coach, I don't ever want to take another client who takes anything for their hair. I know some of those are trouble. Coach, you downplay your squat too much. Squatting 405 for pretty much 12 reps all out is effing insane at your weight, and I think your potential is way higher. All right. So what would be bad genetics on you having no squat? Like so bad genetics would be only being able to squat 100 pounds your first time in the gym. I don't know. All right. I hit a 225 squat my first time under a barbell. All right. I saw some super weirdy syndrome. Yeah, can we not bring him up? Like, why are we bringing up this mentally handicapped, strange, raw carnivore obsessed with me? I got his channel deleted before. He has no understanding of muscle biology. All right. So usually what they mean by my mad genetics is having loose skin from being fat, and my torn bicep is usually what they're referencing as far as my inability to have bodybuilding aesthetics. And yes, we're drinking milk today. My first ever deadlift was 375 with no training ever, but I was 260 pounds fat at 6'2", right? Luke, let's not bring it up. The guy has made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos about me. And I'm not exaggerating. So let's just move on from it. So find a way. You said bodybuilding is gay, but your name is Sophonda Cox. I don't know what to say about that, home skillet. What you talking about? I personally think worrying about genetics is unhealthy for psyche, and also know people who told me they hate their parents for their genes, right? Last time I went to a strip club. Can I have a moment? I'm going to guess the last time I went to the strip club was around 2002 when I was applying for a part-time bouncing job. They didn't give it to me. If I just want to make a guess. It's about 2002, so that's 23 years ago. Yeah, they had an opening for just a 1 day a week at the door. I went in to apply. There's the weirdo Bruce Wayne guy again. Yeah, mentioning these people brings traffic. Yeah, you're basically literally just giving them free money. One of Ripto's guys, Andy Baker, tore his biceps doing a mixed grip straight left deadlift. It's just not the move you should ever do. I only do double overhand. No, just don't tear your bicep. Matt says, "What's up, Coach? Smart to take the day off. I think had a great day. Blaha, pull workout, good stuff, man. Yeah, no, my body needs to rest every now and then. I mean, we're hitting PRs, so it doesn't matter. We're PRing heavy rep work on multiple exercises. So yeah, pull the slack out of the bar and lock your elbows. If you still tear your bicep, if you do that, it's your drug stack. Right? It's your drug stack at that point. So don't use drug stacks that cause more tears. And pull the slack out. Don't worry about the Jason Knight guy. He's a guy who goes on and on about Bruce Wayne, and he's a weirdo, but it's okay. Coach, is the body more prone to injury when cutting? Hypothetically, sure. Right. Congrats, man. Officially in the half century club, getting leaner and hitting on camera PRs. There we go. So here's the funny thing. You asked a 2-part question. You didn't need to ask the part 2. Coach, do you sometimes take a week or 2 pause from the gym? No. So how often do you do that? Never. Hey, Sofanda. So you haven't heard of them because they're not important people. They're tiny, tiny little channels who live off of me. You're talking about guys like the other one that just got mentioned. Yeah, the first question answers the second question. Never. Even with the day off, you still got at least 4 hard sets for each muscle. There can be growth there, maybe not optimal, but you got it. And I think that's the point that we have to remember. And this is a point I keep raising when we talk about optimal stimulus. We're in a world where most people are struggling to make any gains. No, they're not worth looking at. You know? Why is he saying? Because Metroid, he's a weirdo who posts that stuff all the time. He's been doing it for years. Yeah. I would have banned Sofanda already, but he did compliment the guitar video. Vitruvian is MIA, just like NH, but his wife got pregnant last year, so maybe that's why. I mean, Vitruvian, who has a real wife, while NH only has his imaginary wife. Well, NH might get his wife pregnant, and they might have a little anime baby. They might kick out a little Pokemon or something. All right. I mean, Birkin is Jack, and he does very low volume. Again, maybe not optimal, but proven it. Yeah, absolutely. And I think the point here, we always say, well, that's not optimal growth. What's up, Ryan? How you doing, man? Like, it's not optimal, but who cares? Are you growing at all? No, I don't walk a lot right now. So I always say that to people: are you growing at all? Any growth is good growth at this point. I mean, Sofanda, did I ban you? So there you go. I mostly ban the same 2 people over and over and over and over. Yeah, that's an optimal. I don't do it. I say, well, how many Olympic gold medals have they won exactly? Ryan, you went back to the full conjugate. All right, cool. I agree, Coach. I do 6 sets per week per muscle and push pull legs. Optimal, I don't know, but who cares? You're growing, and I think that's the point. And what we have to remember with that is that for a lot of people, they stagnate for long periods of time. So any consistent muscle growth is good. Any consistent muscle growth is good. And if you're always recovering, if you're not getting overuse injuries, and you're always making gains, isn't that optimal? Yep, take care, Savanda. I would argue that is optimal. Because even me, what is most likely the culprit for my own shoulder impingements? Overuse from chin-ups, extreme overuse. Yeah, science-based, but they don't have science to base this on. Optimal guys are obsessed with stable isolation exercise because they think they have more motor unit recruitment due to no other muscles being involved, which has been debunked in their own studies. Unless you're a very elite professional, needs to eke out the last 1%. But is that last 1% coming at injuries? Yale's. I'm gonna check it. see how old your channel is. No, he's been a while over a year. So, okay. Well, Yale, I don't know, man. Set up a consultation with me and I'll give you advice. Oh my gosh. Training legs with Leroy tomorrow. Science base is definitely not my way. There you go, Connor. There you go. Right? I mean, think about this. Me doing the volume, even these lower volumes, but pushing the absolute bleeding edge on big compound movements. Like literally 11 reps with 405 squats, 500 for 9 on deadlifts, taking weighted dips to failure, weighted pull-ups to failure. I'm actually getting DOMs and my body doesn't feel recovered after only 2 workouts this week. And I'm like, I'm just going to recover. So this is something to be said. Right? This is something to be said for when we are pushing really, really and truly hard. We can only handle so much because that's rare. Like normally for me, 3 days is not a big deal. What do you think your most impressive lift up on YouTube? My 635 deadlift. Higher reps are harder on recovery though. No, not necessarily. Right. Yeah, I would say to Yale, who peppermint deleted your message, set up a consultation. I'll give you advice. But I'm not going to give you, if you're a gym cell like that, I'm not going to give you advice for free. You're going to have to pay for that. Since you're not wasting money on dating, then you got money for consultations. I got you. So you don't have a strength standard for dips. What's the heaviest you do for how many reps? Right now, this week I hit 90 pounds for 9 reps going deep on them. So well below parallel. For my full range of motion, I did 9 reps with 90 pounds on my last workout on Wednesday. Now I don't need to ban the Jason Knight guy. He's a harmless troll. He's a harmless troll. Like he doesn't actually mean any harm because he's not being malicious with what he does. I went off on the Sofonda guy though because I get sick of people discussing Genova all the time. It's how do I put it? It's just so mentally ill, right? And we have enough mental illness expressed online as it is. We have all this whole mind virus. I think that's a great term for some of the really far left crazy woke stuff that pushes so much of its nonsense. It's a mind virus. Oh. Hey, Marco, I think you're really and truly overthinking some of that. What do you think of him thinking you is? I don't really care because the guy is obviously just a little crazy, and but he's harmless. That's the thing. Do you like Batman? Sure, Batman could be a compliment. He's an anti-hero, right? And I like the Batman franchise. I always have. Good stuff. Oh man. But keeping in mind, Marco, what are you calling high reps? I mean, are we really going to call 10 or to 12 high reps? Any plans on competing again on powerlifting? I'm going to give you the same answer I give every day, 7 days a week for the last couple of years. You ready? I say this every day. I absolutely have plans to compete in powerlifting again, number 1. Number 2, I will never tell you ahead of time when I have a meet coming or that I'm in prep for a meet. Right? We've got the answer streamlined. My 2-part answer. So let me repeat. I absolutely fully intend to compete in powerlifting again. Number one. Number two, I will never tell you ahead of time what those plans are, what meets I'm doing, or that I'm even preparing for one. I don't know that you should be bulking at all, to be honest. Bulk to a body fat that you're comfortable staying at long term. Like if you're not happy being over 15% body fat, then don't ever bulk over 15% body fat. Whatever number you're comfortable with staying at for years on end is your limit. No spars, they won't show up. They'll harass venues. So we need to cover this over and over. My trolls are cowards. They're complete cowards. They're terrified cowards. They'll try to send other people to do their work, and they make threats and terroristic threats and harass venues. They're such pussies that they will never actually confront me. Okay, so let's be clear on that. And if they do, it will be the last mistake they ever make. So let's just get over that. But no, they'll harass venues like they always do. Any meet they think I'm going to do, they harass it ahead of time. It's happened. Dropping in to hit the light. So you believe in just adding several hundred calories over maintenance daily versus full-blown bulking? That is full-blown bulking. That is full-blown bulking. What are you talking about? That's mostly fat. Several hundred calories, you're going to gain mostly fat from that. No, I think you could recomper very, very, very slowly lean bulk, like a pound a month. That's all most people need to really do. As funny as it sounds, I got my friend to do their first bodyweight pull-up by first having them in a pool with a hanging bar above to reduce weight. What would you suggest for a normal exercise? I like reverse bands. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. If several hundred calories is not a full-blown bulk, what is a full-blown bulk then, man? I think people get confused because the dude's coming out of bodybuilding shows. They're confusing that with bulking. Do you spend a lot of time? No, I don't have long poops because I have a diet really high in fiber. So I poop a couple times a day. And it's done, you know. I don't even want to discuss Bromley at all. I don't want to stir up silliness, even discussing him. Like he's a cesspool. He's a tar baby. It's better to just not even bring him up. Because I know his methods and tactics. So even bringing him up as a tar baby is to say positive or negative things. Thoughts on pull-ups with grip accessory, rope pull-ups, pull-up bars, log pull-up. I mean, if you need it for different grip training, but you can just do a normal pull-up. So what are you trying to get out of it? Agree with you, all right, cool. A lot of those are mainly because you're looking for grip improvements. Why would you think I could learn anything from Bromley? I feel like that's an insult. Benny, I feel like you're insulting me. Are you claiming that he knows more than me as a coach? Yeah. He's fatter than me and uses a lot of drugs. Are you sure he's bigger? Again, since I already said it was a tar baby and I needed to move on, and you guys continue to bring him up, I'm going to go ahead and ban you. Pretty straightforward. I normally don't want to ban many people, but I feel like when I say something's a tar baby and we shouldn't bring it up and you keep bringing it up, I feel like you're intentionally starting a fight. How's that for fair? You're intentionally picking a conflict. All right, that's cool, man. You can go do it somewhere else. You can go pick the conflict on Facebook. Doesn't that F up the algorithm? Stevie, you're confusing Facebook and YouTube. You're confusing the platforms. So, and I don't want to talk about that in here because my views go down anytime I discuss all that. That kills my outreach, by the way. That topic kills my outreach. So let's get back over to the other stuff. So I guess we're about to go down the road just banning Black RP. I just told you guys this whole topic is a tar baby, and yet you keep doing it. So let's put Black Harpy up for a vote. I'm gonna give you guys a vote. He seems like a good poster, but I mean, he just saw me do it. Yeah. All right. What do you think of Trump's recent speech? I didn't see it, but I do know the discussion of the Patriot games, and I'm all for that. Can someone in chat say what killed his outreach? I missed it. I don't want to bring it up. Discussing algorithms and other platforms, Luke. Banning people on the other platform. When I talk about algorithms, my views drop to nothing. Like everyone drops out of the chat immediately. They don't care. It's like they lose interest immediately. So it kills my views. So let's not talk about it at all. But no, like, so they're saying banning people on the other platform costs me money. So I let people unlimited spam there. I let them call me a cuckold or whatever they want to call me. I don't care. I get paid for it. It's pay to play. I get paid for every time they insult me. What are your thoughts on finger pull-ups with grip? Why would you do that? Yeah, that's not going to work, dude. You already know the rule. You have to post on the other platform, baby. You already know this. All right. There you go. You guys are boring, right? We need the Tom Plus guy. Do you see benefits in acid grass squats for mobility strength? Sure, if you can do that. But keep in mind, acid grass is you're only going to be able to do it with very specific positions. I'm the best troll ever, Spaz. I am the best troll ever on the internet. But as far as acid grass squats, keep in mind, most of us can only do an acid grass in one specific angle, usually. One stance, one bar position only for most people. But sure, it can definitely have mobility. Thoughts on the strength level website, strength standards? It's a decent enough website. I'm familiar with it. So I think they give you some decent ideas. All right. Something. Yeah, I love acid grass squats. No, I think acid grass squats can be great, depending on what's going on and what you're doing. Usually, I can't really get any deeper than I do for the most part with the stance I'm doing, but I don't care because I'm hitting that range of motion on that stance, and all I care about is progressing on it to get bigger and stronger. All right. I do acid grass with some sets and a little below parallel for others. There's probably room to do both in a program. Yeah, there can be room to do both. I mean, notice I rotate squat stances and stuff all the time, and over months. You know, I like to have whole phases where I'll do high bar with a narrower stance and so on, like right now. Seth Crawfish says, Jason, is it a consultation level question for you to assess my program? Yes. I need a second opinion. Coach has me doing the legs, chest, back, arms, and repeat. Rest days only as needed. 125 milligrams of test. 125 test is not a cycle. That's just TRT level. You're not going to make gains from that if you don't have low test. That's just a replacement dose. You're not going to gain anything from that. Are front squats pointless unless you're an Olympic lifter? No, not necessarily. I think they can be good if you have the mobility to rack them correctly. I think they can be of value. Coach, what are some good single leg squat variations you can load with a barbell Bulgarian split squat, barbell lunge, a barbell step up? They all have merit. What fat-free miss index do you think an early intermediate lifter hold? I have no idea. I've never thought about it or calculated it. Since I only think of fat-free mass index and looking at the whole fake natty concept. If you don't know, then it doesn't matter, David. It doesn't matter if you don't know who Revival is. Are hip thrusts or glute bridges worth it if you feel your glutes don't get hit enough from squats and deadlifts? Potentially. I think they can have use as exercises. I think they're good exercises. I like glute bridges sometimes. I mean, you guys have seen me do rep work with like 585, 600 pounds and stuff on glute bridges before, right? If I didn't think they had some merit, I would never do them. You need a lot of weight on the bar to get a lot out of them, right? How many meats are you having at Christmas? Are they going to cook to? I don't know. Does the glute kickback machine do anything? No. Those sort of machines and devices are a complete waste of time. They're a waste of time, man. There's no use in those things. Says me, my opinion. Oh, also, we put up some guitar stuff today for those who didn't catch it. People always say, you never put up guitar. It only got 100 views so far. So maybe you guys didn't realize I put up a guitar clip. Yes, let me know what you think. It's long, though. It's 5 minutes long. Should I use the glute ham instead? Yeah, glute ham raise is objectively better. Glute kickback flush and pump crap. I saw that was good. Thank you. My hand was getting fatigued. I don't know if you guys could tell, but near the end, I was just done. Oh, man. You have to post that on Facebook, Kanan. You have to post it on Facebook. You know the rules. All right. Did you learn a new song? No, this one I already knew. So how does it spreading out the sets on a 3-day week, like doing one set of pull-ups 3 times a week instead of 3 sets? Well, you're going to lift a lot more weight. You're going to be stronger. You're going to have more potential for progression off of just that one set. I mean, think about what you see me do with some of these movements. You really think I can replicate that across multiple sets? Some of those movements I do, like the deadlift, 9 reps with 500 pounds, everything I had. You really think I'd even get 5 on a second set? Thoughts on getting really strong on Smith machine? No. That's right. Tell them Peppermint said, initially get your membership again. How many sets a week do you recommend? Like if you give max effort on all your work, no more than 10. No more than 10. And 10 is a lot. If you're training really, really hard, 10 is a lot. We might do Capals again, yeah. Yeah, 10 and muscle group. Keep in mind, I mean, that's counting overlap from compounds too. I don't do that many. I mean, some of my stuff maybe depends on what we count towards what. Yeah, I think if enough people get memberships again, we'll bring the Capals back, right? Yeah. At the end of the day, coach is running the business. Man, what a mess. What a mess we've had. Sorry, one of my coach bros tagged me in something. I just want to see what it is. Yeah. But it's been a crazy week, man, all this stuff with Australia and everything. But there's no way I'm going to get the early mornings. Just unlikely to happen again. You're on 800 tests, 600 deckhand. I'm doing 12 a week. It's like I get away with 10 for sure and get something better. Yeah. Just because you're on a gram and a half a gear doesn't necessarily mean, you know. Did you see that Erica Kirk has endorsed J.D. Vance as the next presidential candidate? I think he's going to be president. Right? Yeah, you just had to be there for those morning lives. I mean, that was a phase, but man, I got other stuff I have to do, and they were too time consuming. Right? I'm predicting now. I think Vance is going to be the next president. Man, the views just dropped down. We had a ton of views. It died off. Yeah, 500 for 9 on the deadlifts, man. On that all natural TRT. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Yeah, I think I mean, I don't see the left putting anyone up who's going to be able to hang with him yet. Who are they going to run? Of Kamala Harris, right? I think there was voter fraud for her to even get what she got this time. What do you think of the angled multi-grip barbell for flat benching? I own 3 of those. I like them and I hate them at the same time. They feel really dangerous to me, right? Because of that ability to smash your face on the re-rack if something goes wrong. All right. Well, what they need to do is get the economy sorted, right? I think what would be a winning ticket would be to run that. So here's if they really wanted to truly play hardball. Okay, if they wanted to play hardball, if they want to just seize an unstoppable victory, run on that. Get the economy fixed and operational by the time the election gets here. 9 months before the election, Trump and Vance abolished the IRS. And Vance signs all over it and then runs on the fact that he got rid of your IRS. Yeah, I'm aware. Again, you have to post that on Facebook, not YouTube. You know the rules. All right. I'll let you do it on Facebook. You already know this. All right. What are we talking about? J.D. Vance? No, he's the Vice President of the United States. You don't know who the Vice President is? I think you're confusing him with Winston Churchill. Yeah. Okay, so you don't know who the Vice President of the United States is. Yeah. Now, he could run on that, then run on the Kirk thing. Yeah. That's a winning combination. Why is your mom so obsessed with me? I think the only thing Aisha's obsessed with is being pounded in that ICE detention center right now. You know. Right. Now the West isn't cooked. We'll be fine. Are dips inherently more dangerous than other pressing movements? If you're maxing out, yes, potentially on a 1 rep max. But for rep work, no, I don't think so. Not if you're used to full range of motion. Right? Maxing on them could be problematic. But I mean, I do higher rep sets to failure. You know, you're doing over 6 reps. It's fine. Failing a max on them, though, potentially a big problem. Potentially a really big problem. All right. Wind this down shortly. This may be a super chat free type of day. Oh well. We'll get back to memeology. I might have a consultation I have to do. And you go up and do a pipeline job at North looks like Somalia at the camp. Unaware. I'm unaware of the situation. Wait, aren't you up in Canada? You got to be careful saying all that stuff, man. They might put you in the re-education center, right? The party's re-education camp. Better be careful. Just saying, dude. They're gonna be like, we've found you guilty of thought crime. I mean, look what they've done in the UK. Big Brother just put a dude in prison for 18 months for thought crime. For a tweet that only 30-something people saw. Let's be clear, a tweet that less than 100 people saw just got a guy put in prison for 18 months in the UK for re-education. Man. Yeah, but they'll let a rapist out. They'll let a child molester out. You know? Right? We'll let them out. But my God, 18 months for holding anti-immigrant viewpoints. I didn't even see what he said, but that's what he was accused of. For anti-immigration post. Crazy world we're living in. Keep voting, though. It seems to be working out well, so our freedoms and our bank accounts, right? You know, we're not quite at the point to where, you know, that line from that one song, the ballot's dead, so a bullet's what I get. You know? Even though I might not necessarily like the message of the band, they do have some fire lyrics. Right? The ballot's dead, so a bullet's what I get. That's a powerful line. I'm going to shut the Facebook down. It reached an hour. That's all it needs. And so it begins. Finally, as of this moment, the trolls are now making accounts to respond under picture posts on my Facebook. Sorry, I'm getting hard on. Be careful. Down, boy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Please let them do that. Under pictures. They're spamming under my picture posts. Money, 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 money. Give me money. Woo, y'all gonna buy me a new house. Thank you, Jesus. Can I get an amen from the congregation? All right. Kindness is around 8% body fat dangerous for a natty as far as hormones. 8% is pushing the limit. Yeah, for some dudes, it's going to be too low. I hope they do. I hope they just spam the hell out of it all day long. I hope they make new accounts all day just to spam it. Right? 6% is possible for a natty, but you're going to feel like death. Like all the bodybuilding prep coaches I know who prep naturals tell you, you can't do this very often. They're like, it's harmful. They're like, and I know guys like that who've been doing it a long time. They're like, look, I love natural bodybuilding. I love coaching it, but it's harmful to your health. Yeah. So Vonda, just as many comments as you want to leave under my Facebook pictures, bro, that's all you got to do. Just engage in conversation. Help pick fights. Dude, the people who pick fights with the other posters and get in arguments with them. Oh man. I want to get shredded natty, but I heard it's really hard. It's very hard on your body. All right, guys, I think it is about time to wind this down. I think we're out of here. Give you guys a bicep shot before we go though. All right. Mount Biceps. Oh, I think we're gonna end it.